When it comes to discussing the realities of parenting, you can expect some sensitive material and occasional profanity.
Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Anonymous Mom, a podcast where two childhood friends reconnect to discuss mom life, adulting, and everything in between.
And today we are talking about Mother's Day, which hopefully it's all about us.
It rarely is.
I know.
And also, we need more than just a day. Like Sunday could be Mother's Day all year round.
I mean, I have my Sunday ritual of my bath time, so
Yeah.
that's like, I do get... But that's
You
stupid.
do.
That's not Mother's Day. That's just me taking time for myself. Like that's like
It's just taking a bath.
Totally just me just taking time for myself and doing what I need to do for myself.
But that's what we've been deduced to.
Yep. That
is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we know Mother's Day has been around since before we were born, but where did it actually come from?
Yes, I'm curious.
I know. This was actually really exciting to look up. So Mother's Day, the holiday, was founded by Anna Maria Jarvis. This was in the early 1900s, and she did it as a dedication to her mother. It's really confusing because their names are really similar. Anne Jarvis Reeves, or I'm sorry, Anne Reeves Jarvis. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay, so her name is Anna. They needed to change their names. Anna Maria Jarvis is the daughter, right?
Okay.
And she organized this holiday in memory of her mother when she died, who was Anne Reeves Jarvis.
Okay.
So Anne Reeves Jarvis was a social activist and founder of Mother's Day work clubs. So the term Mother's Day was a thing way before
it was actually
Mother's Day itself was established in the early 1900s.
Okay. So when was it established in the 1900s? Like, do you have a date?
I'm fairly certain it gave just like a round.
Okay. Was it May?
History.com says celebrations of mothers and motherhood can be traced back to ancient Greeks and Romans. But the actual like Mother's Day, like the term Mother's Day, wasn't until the early 1900s. But the clearest modern precedent for Mother's Day is the early Christian festival known as Mothering Sunday. So, hey, that's what you're doing. Your Sundays, call them Mothering
Sunday. Yeah.
It almost sounds like smothering, though.
Yeah.
And so this celebration fell on the fourth Sunday in Lent and was originally seen as a time when the faithful would return to their, quote, mother church for a special service. So mother wasn't necessarily like mom. But over time, the Mothering Sunday tradition shifted into a more secular holiday, and children would present their mothers with flowers and other tokens of appreciation. And it doesn't give me a date on when that started.
I'm trying to think back of Lent. Is Lent still going on? Because Lent ends with Easter, I thought. Or does it start with Easter? Or can you?
No, it ends. Nope. So it begins 40 days before Easter.
Right. So we're done with Lent.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I'm just trying to coincide like.
Well, it's like Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. Holidays switch to
what fits us
humans,
the most.
Yeah, humans' routines, not the actual factual holiday. That's what I love. It's like Jesus was not born on December 25th. But anyways.
Well, everybody's minds are blowing right now. Oh my God, what?
Google it. Okay, so the custom eventually faded in popularity before merging again with American Mother's Day. Popularity really blew up in the 30s and the 40s.
Okay.
So let's get back to Anne Reeves Jarvis. And so again, it's so confusing, but it's like I need to have like a red string. So Anne Reeves Jarvis is the mom, and Anna Jarvis is her daughter. All right. So Anna Jarvis was like really close with her mom. It was at her death that like she was like, I need to have something to honor her memory. And again, it's not like this was just a mom. This is a mom who founded something called Mother's Day work clubs. She started these clubs to teach local women how to properly care for their children. And I think that is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I mean, it might be a little sketchy on what they were taught, but I didn't get into that.
Yeah, that's not necessary.
Yeah, we'll just totally skirt over that. So these clubs later became a unifying force in a region of the country still divided over the Civil War. So that's pretty cool to think. 1868, Jarvis organized Mother's Friendship Day. at which mothers gathered with former Union and Confederate soldiers to promote.
She was trying to solve what a problem solver.
I know. So it was this unifying thing of no matter what, we need to take care of our children. And right now, the focus needs to be on children who regulate their emotions and feel independent and feel loved, no matter what your beliefs are.
Right.
And so like I read that, I was like, holy shit, she created this. Bitch. Yes. This is about how you care for your children. You know what I mean? And it's like, they need these basic things. But I do want to look into
what she did.
What was like, was there a workbook, that like, here's.
Okay. So question,
yes.
This is not off topic, but away from that. I'm curious because I think everybody has a different idea of what Mother's Day is for them.
Mm-hmm.
What is Mother's Day for you? How are you going to celebrate Mother's Day this year?
I haven't really thought about it. I'd say when I was a kid, it was the traditional, get flowers and a gift for your mom. But that was about it. It wasn't about, it was like, that day's for her. But
did you go out to breakfast and
honestly, as a kid, I don't know if we did much.
We would go to like brunch and shopping. And we made it about my mom and my grandma because this is, I guess, what I'm getting to is, are you celebrating it for you and you want to go to what you want to do on Mother's Day because you're
or is it an obligation?
Or is it or are you doing something for your mom, your grandma, everybody else? And then again, it's not even about you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's about all the other moms. You know what I mean? It's like, can we do all at the same time? And my mom likes to now do I want to do what I want to do. It's Mother's Day. I don't want, if I want to go shopping or do something, I want to relax and do nothing. I don't want to have to make a meal. I don't want to have to go out. And then I know people who are like, I want to spend Mother's Day with my kids because it's about mothering and being a mom. And for me, it's kind of like, I don't want to mom at all today. Right. Yeah. I'm not fucking momming today. I am going to
I'm 100% with that. If you spend every waking moment with your kids, it's okay to want a break.
Right.
And relax.
I think it's, so I'd be curious to see what everybody, because of course then social media comes along and then Sunday and Monday you see what everybody did for Mother's Day. I remember one Mother's Day, I got up and made me breakfast. And had a Bloody Mary.
Nice.
And then I went and took a bath. The Bloody Mary in a bath was maybe not an idea because I got really tired and wanted to take a nap.
Fell asleep in the tub. 911 was called.
Yeah, I think I took a nap. And then I think I remember being like, I don't think I want to celebrate Mother's Day like this again. But we just chilled the rest of the day because.
Well, if you're going out to brunch, this is the thing too, is it should be the mom's choice. Like, I know that there's people who are like, oh, we're going to surprise you. It's like, how about she gets to pick where you're going to go? My ideal Mother's Day, it would depend on the year too. Like if I'm burnt out, probably just don't want to do anything. But then you have the okay, is this a tradition? Do we need to do the same thing every year?
Yes. Are we doing tradition Mother's Day or do we get to kind of
pick and choose
choose what days we want to be a Mother's Day? Because
which days we want to be a mother.
Yeah,
that's what it
it did. Well, so I still do that. What days do I want to be a mom? Because there's certain days where I'm tapping out. But on Instagram, Lady Loya, and it's at Parker Lawyer on Instagram, and she put, this Mother's Day, I would like a very cold hotel room, blackout curtains, an Ambien, and no other human being present. Thank you in advance. I just want room service too.
Well, that's the hard thing too. Focus is on mothers being good mothers.
Yeah.
That goes against the idea of what a lot of people consider a good mother.
Right. Wanting to be away from your kids.
You're teaching your kids the most important thing about mothering is not only the nurturing, but what you're teaching. So teaching your kids that you get to take time for yourself is important. But then if you have your kids thinking because all their friends are with their mothers and then you're like, I don't want to be with you.
Right.
And that, so it's like,
it's just
between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Where do you go with it?
This is what I think the good balance is. The waking up, having your kids, going to breakfast or brunch, getting
or
some
breakfast
of that.
in bed.
Yeah. You're with your kids in the beginning of the day. And then the second half of the day is just you.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to go to bed with that refresher.
Yeah.
versus like only being you in the morning because then you got to have your kid. You know, I just feel like that's the perfect balance for me is like waking up, doing all this family stuff, and then being able to just decompress.
Yeah. This is why I don't know if I'd want to leave the house to go to breakfast or brunch, because then you have to get up and get ready, get your kids up and ready, get out of the house at a certain time because you have to have a reservation. So that means everybody has to be out. So it's like the stress of leaving for school in the morning. You know,
but
like
I'm not saying that you necessarily have to leave for brunch.
Oh no, I'm talking about like because Mother's Day brunches are so big. Like,
yeah, trust me, I remember being a server. That shit sucked. From my perspective as a server, the majority of people, it's like, why are you doing this? Because they're stressed the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like I noticed that from being a server that a lot of those people, it's kind of defeating the purpose.
The mom's the one that's getting the plate for the kids and making the kid, you know what I mean? So it's like, I love the idea of a mother's brunch. I think it's great. Can't all of us moms just go to brunch by ourselves and just do like a Mother's Day brunch with the
like
moms?
A Mother's Day club. So like the club being only moms. See, that's actually, you know what? That is
your family ready to go to brunch because you know that is what's happening.
Because then if it's all the moms in your group, the kids aren't going to feel any like, oh, I'm not with mommy and my other kids' moms are. All right, we're making a...
And this links into the next episode we're doing, comparison.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
But that's like, I just think,
yeah, moms celebrating each other. Yeah, I like that idea.
We can make a different Mother's Day.
Another holiday? Well, it's moms like Mother's Day Club. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just think
moms unite. You're starting a revolution. All of a sudden, this became a revolution. We got underground pamphlets and stuff ready.
Oh, cool. I like that.
I do like that. But I want to get back quick to, though, this movement, because it wasn't just this Anna Jarvis. There was also somebody else named Julia Ward Howe. And she was an abolitionist. Actually, so speaking of revolution, she was an abolitionist and a suffragette. She wrote the Mother's Day Proclamation.
Okay.
It was a call to action that asked mothers. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Are we having a universe epiphany moment?
Yes, because I swear to God, I did not read this in advance.
No, we didn't prepare for this one. We were winging it on this one.
Spoiler alert. We don't prepare a lot for our talks.
We like it to just be fluid.
This
is just how we go.
This is so fucking funny. She wrote this proclamation as a call of action. I'm sorry, a call to action that asked mothers to unite in promoting world peace. And in 1873, Howe campaigned for a, quote, Mother's Peace Day to be celebrated every June 2nd. What day of the week is June 2nd?
That's got to be
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday because my birthday's on a Friday, and so we can do that.
Let's do a Mother's Peace Day. Okay. I mean, that's just amazing because, okay, think about it like that too. The origins of this were to unite mothers and about peace. This should unite people of just raising good humans who are kind to themselves and kind to others. And to promote peace.
Look at what we did. We turned it into which I laugh because it's what we do with every holiday, but we turn it into a competition of who can do more. And
well, it's when Hallmark gets it. It's when Hallmark gets a hold of it. Every holiday is a Hallmark holiday. Let's just be for real. It is now, yeah. But when this started, it had nothing to do with
that. But that's
buying the chocolates and buying the flowers and outdoing it the next year and shit.
When we had the flower shop, I've grown to hate Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, because it's the one time a year that people are like, I'm gonna buy something, like get flowers on a regular day. Go to the flower shop on a Tuesday and get your wife flowers instead of Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. Just buy your significant person in your life or even a friend.
Yeah.
Don't do it on the days everybody else does. Be different. Okay.
So there were a couple other pioneers that we just got to give a shout out to that. It's like that, the idea of the collective consciousness and all of these streams of consciousness happening at the same time. It's been happening, like we said, since ancient Greek and Roman times. But all of these things were really coming around the late 1800s and during the Civil War era. In the US, there was also a temperance activist named Juliet Calhoun Blakely, and they inspired a local Mother's Day in Michigan in the 1870s. Mary Towles Sassine and Frank Herring both worked to organize a Mother's Day in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. And some have even called Frank the, quote, father of Mother's Day. When you
fucking guy took over Mother's Day.
That's why there's
Sorry.
flowers and chocolate and
My
shit.
feminist just came out. Fucking man taking
Yes,
Mother's Day
forced
as
his daughter to go out to brunch, even though I don't think brunch was a thing back then. But so that at face value, this Anna Jarvis gets a lot of the credit, but she gets the credit for it becoming a national holiday. So that's the thing. It's like she didn't create Mother's Day. And so following her mother's death in 1905 is when she conceived Mother's Day as honoring not only her mother, but the sacrifices of mothers that they make for their children. That's really what we need to be focusing on. This is fucking hard work. And you do sacrifice a lot.
And it's okay to complain about it being hard because guess what? It is. It's a job. It's a job.
It's a job. It's an unpaid job.
And no matter how much you look at it, it's a heartfelt job. You cry, you laugh, you do all that, but it's okay. I think there's too many things around that. Like when you complain about being a mom, you're either like judged or you're like, oh my God, I love you. Thank you. There's no in between. It's either if you complain about being a mom, some people look at it, it's like, oh, what's wrong with you? You should just be happy. You've got kids. And then there's the other ones that are like, thank you, because it is hard and it is emotionally exhausting. That's where I'm at right now with mothering. It's emotionally exhausting.
You know, and at the end of the day, we do need to be told it is hard, but it's important. And why is it important? And going back to this woman who started those Mother's Day clubs, you know, promoting childhood development. This is why you do these things. This is why you don't do these things and how it helps your child. Because at the end of the day, you want your child to succeed in life. And success isn't by how much money you have. Success is them being whoever it is they came here to be. And they don't even know that. But when you give them the tools to explore that, you've done your job.
Right.
But that job is fucking hard. And a lot of people don't want to take the time to do it. And I get it because you don't have the resources to do it. You don't have the support to do it. And you don't have a society that sees it as an important job anymore.
Right.
You're told like, yeah, it's important, but you're not given the tools to do that. Going back to social media, Finland, from a documentary, I don't know what, I have to find it, but it's talking about, you know, US school systems versus like literally the rest of the world. But they go to Finland, where every school in Finland has the same access to the same resources. Every kid, no matter if they're super rich or they're super poor, when they're in that school, they're just kids.
Right.
And like, too, you have to do service. You have to do a year of service, whether it be a taxi driver, going into the military, working at McDonald's, to know what it's like to be of service, you know? And so I love the idea of it because you got to give people, not only kids, the tools in their toolbox, but parents too. You only know what you know. And we talked about that too. What you think is normal isn't necessarily okay. But if you grow up thinking it's normal, then you think it's okay.
Right.
And it's not your fault that you're not told that because you know only what you know.
Right.
And it's really unfortunate. But yeah, this Anna Jarvis gets a lot of credit for this, which she's the reason it's a national holiday.
Right.
And President Wilson is the one who actually established it as a national holiday. I think the important thing, too, is to focus on what she envisioned and clearly what other people before her and what her mother envisioned, too, I think, is that it's honoring the sacrifices mothers make for their children. So when you are celebrating, keep that in mind. You're celebrating your mom for all the amazing things she does. And I'm a Pisces. I'm getting emotional. I'm thinking about those moms, like you said, who it's not about them.
Right.
We do have to remember that there are a lot of mothers that don't get to celebrate. There's moms that don't have anything. They just have their kids that they take care of and they go to work and that's it, you know, or they don't have family or friends to support them. And it's not just about honoring ourselves as mothers, but all those mothers who don't have anybody, you know, and like my Pisces feeling everybody's emotions, like it really is triggering because they deserve to be honored too. So while we're, you know, honoring ourselves and all that we do for our kids, we do have to remember that there are people out there who they need to feel that love and energy too. And so even if it's just sending it out there and having a moment to like recognize all the mothers out there who they're doing these sacrifices and they don't get anything.
I like the idea of making Mother's Day about moms supporting moms instead of like making it about
external.
Making it about that. Because then too, it turns into pressure on kids to be like, I've got to get my mom this card. I've got, you know, and make it us moms reaching out to other moms and being like, you are doing a fucking amazing job. We know it's hard. We know it's not easy. And we support each other.
Mhm.
And
you know how they have those, especially during the pandemic, they had this where they had global meditations and stuff like that. You know, it'd be really great on Mother's Day to have 2 p.m. You know, I mean, obviously 2 p.m. our time, but a certain time where
we all
mothers
just
around
send
the
out
world,
gratitude to each other.
yes, mothers around the world just sit there for 5 minutes and give gratitude to each other.
Yeah.
It would be powerful.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I did not know anything about.
I don't think anybody knows anything about Mother's Day. That's what's sad. You know what I mean? Like, no one knows about Mother's Day.
They probably
Like,
think it was something created by Hallmark because hi.
But I think people listening to this, hopefully everybody will look at it differently now, be present in the fact of we don't have to make it all about
external
things and make it more about supporting moms, because I think that's part of the reason why we wanted to start this podcast. Was because we wanted to support moms to know that when you're going through something, you're not alone. Because everybody's going through shit. It's just people don't want to talk about it. And that was one of the reasons we started this, was because we wanted to talk about it. Now that
the other mother we have to recognize too is Mother Nature. I think the best way for, if we did start this just moment of giving love, to be in nature. Yeah. Because like that's another mother who is really taken advantage of. And
you got to get outside and ground yourself. So you just said that.
I called myself out.
Yes.
I'll do it with my mom, okay?
Okay, good. And it's recorded.
Yeah, you're going to blackmail me on that.
Yes,
I'm going to have like a little tape player, and like when I'm on the phone with you, you're just going to play it over and over.
I seem to remember someone talking about not going outside this weekend.
Oh, my Lord. Well, that is all the time we have for this week. Please share your Mother's Day traditions. We might find some new stuff. And if you are on board with this new tradition of just taking 5 minutes, it doesn't have to be at the same time, but it would be more powerful if it was. Yeah. But at least just taking 5 minutes to reflect on motherhood in general. And like I said, now with the history of what we have, of where this came from. Let's get back to what the origins of Mother's Day versus what it's become. Yeah. That's way more powerful. Recognize and acknowledge. Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that not give flowers and chocolates and a Bloody Mary in your bath.
Yeah, I still want a card.
You can
it can be handwritten. It can be handwritten. I don't need a Hallmark card. I shouldn't say that. I want a fucking card that you wrote something in it.
Specifically needs to be a $12 Hallmark card that I'm not going to remember.
When I get those, I would rather have
cards are expensive. What the fuck? We got to have something about that.
That's go to the dollar store.
Yeah, fuck that shit. I do not need any of that.
Yeah. No, I always tell the kids, I just want a card. I want a card and I want you to write something nice in it. You can make it with all the crafts that we have downstairs.
Yeah.
I just want a card that says something nice in it. That's all I ask for.
Okay. Well, we will talk to you all next week.
Peace out. Thanks for tuning in to Anonymous Mom. Have a question you want answered or a topic you'd love for us to discuss?
Email us at anonymousmompod@gmail.com. Or if you want to remain anonymous, join our Facebook group, Anonymous Mom, where you can post your topic or question anonymously.
Thanks for listening.